With the AliExpress sale in full swing, I think it's about time that I share with you the watches that are actually on my wish list that I am seriously considering buying right now. Hello, you're watching James. My name's James, you're watching me, and I am talking about watches, and I'm talking about another 10 watches that are currently on my AliExpress wish list. Watches that I'm seriously considering purchasing in this AliExpress sale. And as always, whenever I do these wish list videos, I want to make you aware that I've not had any hands-on experience with any of them, so I'm not specifically recommending them to you. I just want to draw your attention to them. And if you do decide to buy them, well, the sale is a good time to purchase because there is quite a few discounts attached to these watches. And of course, I'm going to leave some affiliate links down below so you can go straight to the watches. Now, I want to share with these watches because I'm having a bit of trouble deciding which ones I want. And there's even a couple more, but I'm just going to keep it down to 10 watches to share with you today. And the first one is this Age Locker tank style. I quite like tank style watches, and I've been trying to think of and find one to buy myself that's mechanical and looks like this, but I've been struggling to find one at the right price. At the moment, this one's just over $210 US. Quite a few different versions available, different cases available, colors available, and then there's even this slightly weird one with red. Mechanical watch, and it's a nice looking mechanical movement as well. Now, I'm not a huge fan of Roman numerals personally, but for this style of watch, it's not something that I'll be wearing a huge amount anyway. So it's just something that sort of interests me just at this sort of price range. It's got a caliber 3350. These Age Locker watches seem to have all the same mechanical movements in them. Obviously stainless steel, sapphire crystal, 10 millimeters thickness, so that's nice and thin, 22 millimeter strap, 50 meters of water resistance, and 85 grams. Let's have a look at a couple of pictures. Normally they show some action pictures here. Yeah, I quite like this style, and a semi-affordable, nice mechanical version of one of these sort of style watches might be worthwhile considering, because the ones I've been looking at either are sort of quartz watches or possibly a little bit more expensive than this. So perhaps an affordable sort of tank-ish style or square style watch might be worthwhile. Next is the nice affordable Parnis watch, just over $60 US. It says it's down from 148, but that's not exactly true. Normally it's around about 100, so it is still a bit of a discount. I love sub-second registry watches in general, but I also like pilot watches in general. So an affordable pilot style watch with a sub-second registry certainly ticks up some boxes for me. There's some silver hands versus blue hands, and I think there's a different case. Yep, another case color. Some nice pictures of this one. I think it's quite a nice looking watch. Not particularly small. I think it's a 42 millimeter. Let's skip down and have a quick look at some of these specifications to see the size of it. It is a 41.5. Actually, that's pretty good, really. I think 41.5 for this sort of style watch, this pilot watch, is pretty good. It's the PA2123, 50 meters of water resistance. Yes, by Parnis, and I know some people don't like that name, but it doesn't bother me at all. I just think it's quite a good looking watch, especially the silver version. I'm not a big gold fan, so for me, silver around about $60 US. Yeah, that looks really cool. I would like to have that one in my collection. Now, the next one has been on my wish list multiple times, but I've never actually purchased it. And I've never actually purchased it because I was actually really keen to buy the original watch. And recently I actually just bought the original watch, but the original one costs a lot more money, and it cost me a lot more money, and it cost me a lot more money secondhand. So I'm still think that this homage is definitely worth considering. It's the Octopus Kraken Pilot. So obviously this one looks a lot like an Oris pointer date, except for this one is not a pointer date. There's no pointer date. This is just a three-hander with the NH35. You can get PT5000 and the SW200 as well, but I don't know why you would go for anything other than the NH35, because at $175, I think this one looks fantastic. And just for your reference, I bought this color variation of the Oris, so you'll see that on the channel fairly soon, but I particularly like this fading blue, but also this red or this maroon. I think that's gorgeous. I really do like it. And I do keep coming back to this particular watch from Octopus Kraken because at that price, I think it's got a lot going for it, especially because it's also 40 millimeters, which I think is fantastic. I think it's got 100 meters of water resistance if I can find it, but I can't find it, so I'm just going to keep searching. Okay, let's move on. It's the OCT011 20 millimeter bandwidth as well, which I think good. There we go, 100 meters of water resistance. I knew it did. Maybe I should have looked here. This is a bit easier with all the specifications. I particularly like this maroon. I think that looks fantastic. It's a great looking watch, good size watch. I quite like this brand. It's a bit odd. I know some people may think that's a bit odd sort of logo on the dial, but I like it. And these cathedral hands, I think they are beautiful. I seem to have a bronze watch on almost every wish list at the moment, and this Chronos is the bronze watch today. 127 US dollars, lots and lots and lots of different color variations, greens and blues and blacks, but I sort of, interesting lume as well. Look at that hand. Well, that's a bit different. Yeah, look at that. I like that. That's cool. See, look at the color variation of that with the sort of vintagey style. I like the Chronos logo as well. I seem to be a bit different to others, I think, with all my sort of styles, but I sort of like them. 42 millimeter case diameter, 47 lug to lug, which is a lovely lug to lug. Only 11 mil thick, 22 millimeter lug width. Here's some specifications that are a little bit easier to read as well. I think it's a great looking watch. I quite like the green as well, but the black is definitely the one that I'd be picking. And certainly at this sort of price range, $127. Yeah, what a great looking watch. But probably one of my favorites of this particular list is this Steelfly GMT. I think this looks absolutely brilliant. I really like it. Big oversized crown there, GMT hand. It's got the Seiko NH34, I believe. There we go. 128 US dollars. You can buy it on the steel bracelet, or you can get it on a strap there. Stick on the strap. I think it's the same price no matter which one you get it on, so definitely worthwhile the bracelet, I would think, depending on what you like, of course. Having a look at some of the specifications here, we're looking at a 39mm watch by 48.8mm, 200 meters of water resistance, sapphire crystal, and NH34. That's a fantastic movement. I like the Seiko movements in general, and I think as a GMT, it's a good, affordable movement to have and something you can rely on, and a watch that just looks awesome. Look at the dial. That's sunburst silver, blue GMT written there. Yeah, I really like it. You can see there it matches in with the blue GMT hand, 121 US dollars. It says it's down from 408. I know that's not actually true, but it is actually discounted, just not quite as much as it's saying. Now, I've been attracted to some enamel dial watches recently. There's a Seiko that I've had my eye on, but the problem with watches with enamel dials, they tend to be rather expensive, which is why this watch is definitely on my wish list, and this is why I wanted to show this one to you too. It's the Pierre Paulin 38mm red powered by the ST19 manual mechanical movement with an enamel white dial. I think that looks beautiful. Blue hand there, nice bright red with a little bit of pop of color. You can get it on a strap as well, or there's a blue dial variation as well, which I actually think looks really nice too. But it's the white that seems to stand out to me. I think this is a good looking watch, and if that's really an enamel dial for 233 US dollars, which is down from 284 because I've been watching it as well myself, I think that's a really worthwhile sort of watch to consider. And the blue, there's something about that blue, but let's go down and have a look at some of those specifications in a little bit more detail. 38mm case by 20mm lug width, 30 meters of water resistance, 14 mil thick, but it's a mechanical chronograph, so I kind of expect that. And it's called the PP1. Let's just have another quick look at this watch because I think it just looks fantastic. And I really love those hands. Now, I think I've seen those hands before on another watch that I've owned before. It's just quite a cool looking handset and quite a cool looking watch. Something for 215 US dollars that has really grabbed my attention. And speaking of Mercure watches, because Pierre Paulin is under the Mercure group, for 197 US dollars is this amazing looking moon phase. Day, month, date, and then the three hands and a moon phase. And if you don't like this particular combination, then they've done it in a few different ways. Let's see if I can click between these ones. Come on, click, click, click. Maybe it's this one here. This one here. Oh, yeah, see, different combination, no day, date. This one here, day, date over on the sides. So you've got a few different combinations. I particularly like this one. I think that looks absolutely fantastic. Here's a few of them together. I think they're amazing looking watches. 40mm case diameter. This is a mechanical watch. Let's come down and have a quick look at some of the specifications of this particular one. 40mm, as I said, Hardlex crystal. So it's not really Hardlex, that means it's mineral crystal. Bandwidth of 20mm, mechanical hand winding movement. So I'm not sure exactly which one that is, but yeah, no, not that one, not that one. Not that one, not that one, that one. Oh, I think that looks absolutely brilliant. I really, really like it. Now, I'm actually going to revisit a watch I bought a few years ago that has been updated. When I bought this watch, it contained one of those Chinese clone GMT movements, but recently they've updated it with the Seiko NH34, and it's turned one of the best watches I've ever bought from AliExpress into even a better watch, because that Seiko movement, I really like it, and I really like it inside this watch. It's the Felida GMT. Obviously, this is by no means an original design. It looks a whole lot like a Seamaster to me, a Seamaster 300, but I've owned this exact watch, or minus that movement, because it used to have a different movement in it, and it is so well made and so nice that I'm really, really super impressed by it. And for 107 US dollars, which contains a Seiko NH35, and I know the quality of this one, the quality of this watch is absolutely outstanding. The buckle on this clasp is absolutely beautiful. The bracelet is really nice. It does not feel like a $100 US watch. It feels like a $400 US watch, if not more. A couple of the specifications: 40mm case diameter, 14mm thick, 46.6 lug to lug, so it's going to fit a lot of wrist sizes, and double domed sapphire crystal. Honestly, at this price, this watch is probably one of my picks of AliExpress. I've had quite a few recently and I do like a lots, but this is definitely one of them. And another style of watch that I seem to be really attracted to recently is this kind of vintage diver, skin diver looking kind of watch. There's quite a few out at the moment, and I just keep sort of gravitating towards it with this style of hands as well, this little bit of Fotina, and this Boltony. And I've known Boltony to be great made watches because I've owned a few Boltonys now with the Seiko NH38, so it's the no date variant, which is great for 145 US dollars. Well, I can almost guarantee that this is going to be a good watch, and it comes in a few different colors as well. If I click on it, it has a green, which I think looks okay. I probably should actually buy a green one because it's a bit different to what I've already got, but it's the black that really sort of captures my attention. But let's have a quick look at some of the specifications to see the actual size of the watch, because I think it's about a 42mm, as you can see there, 200 meters of water resistance, 13.8mm thick, and it comes on a leather strap. There's no bracelet for this one, unfortunately, but I think it looks actually really nice on that leather. And I'm going to finish this list today on something just a little bit different, because it's something that I think everybody should have in their collection if you own a mechanical watch. It is this watch demagnetizer. Now, I've actually had one of these for a couple of years, and I've used it quite a bit, especially for AliExpress watches. Sometimes I think through shipping and just sitting in warehouses and things, that they can sort of get a little bit magnetized. But for $16, saving a whole 74 cents. Definitely worth picking one of these up, whether it's in the sale or without. Guys, I just thought that was a really good thing to finish on, because for that sort of money, it's worth having one in the collection, because it just saves a lot of time and effort going down to your local watchmaker or store just to get a watch demagnetized. And sometimes you're just not sure if it actually is magnetized or if it isn't. And this way, you've got the machine, you can just do it yourself. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate you watching all of my videos, and I hope that some of these have grabbed your attention. I'd be really interested to see what watches you guys have ended up buying in the sale, and I'm definitely going to be showing you the ones that I bought in the next few weeks as they start to arrive. But as we wait for that, as always, maybe check out some of my other videos.